Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm out here solo tent camping in the desert again, but this time I'm in a different location and I'm trying out a new tent. Later on, I'm also going to be cooking a meal on a camp stove and trying out some new cookware that I got from Walmart. All that stuff's coming up here in a little bit. Stay tuned and please consider liking and subscribing. Alright, so I'm out here in an area called Fish Creek. This is a large wash just south of the area that I camped in last time, and it's a really cool spot to drive. So I had originally intended on filming me setting up my campsite, but I got out here way too late last night and it was too dark to film anything. But I'm going to show you guys my setup now and start cooking breakfast. So you can see some of the canyon walls here. It gets a lot narrower in some spots. Here it opens up quite a bit. So I actually got this new tent from Nightcat. And it's pretty cool, I like it. It's got this porch area. I've never had a tent with a porch area, but I like this. I'll show you inside. I want to say it's like 9 by 7 or something like that. I measured it out before I left, but I forgot the measurements. I think this longer edge is about 9 feet, and I think this shorter edge is about 7 feet. But yeah, this is my setup. And here's the porch area. It's got some interesting features that I haven't seen before. It comes with the rainfly already attached to it, and you have this inner netting right here. But to get to these windows, you actually have to go through this slot to fold this window up. I've never seen that before. It's kind of awkward, but it works. You effectively have like a double screen here. So I got some cookware from Walmart after my last camping trip. And I'm going to be using that to cook breakfast. I'm going to be making some bacon, and I have one of those Mountain House meals that I'm going to be eating. Later on tonight, I'm going to be making some 4-cheese hamburger helper. So yeah, I'm going to fry up some bacon. I'm going to make me some coffee, and then that'll be it for a little while. I also just got this from Amazon. This was the last time I was burning my fingers. But I've got a bunch of... It's this little kitchen camp cookware kit. And you get all kinds of stuff in here. You got your ladles, you got a spatula, tongs, some seasoning jars. This is cool. You can pick these up all over the place. I've seen them at Walmart. I got this from Amazon. You got a bottle opener, can opener, corkscrew. It comes with a knife, a cheese grater, a couple of different knives. It has 2 knives, cheese grater. I forget what these things are called. I think it has a potato peeler. Yeah, potato peeler. Some scissors, a cutting board, and some gloves. But yeah, that's that. That's pretty much it. There's all sorts of these on Amazon. This one is called Wheelers, but there's many to choose from. And then this is the cookware kit that I got from Walmart. It looks pretty cheap, but it looks like it'll work. See, each piece has like these little fold-out handles. This is the frying pan. That's pretty much all I'm going to be using on this trip. Matter of fact, I'll put the rest away. It's supposed to get up to 90 degrees today. It's kind of warm, but it's, I guess, not too bad. I have another tarp that I'm considering putting up as a shade wall, but I gotta figure out how I want to do it. This also comes from Walmart, this little plate cup utensil set. I don't think the ice in my ice chest is going to last too long, so I'm going to go ahead and cook up all the bacon now. And I want to save some of that fat for later, for my hamburger meat. Alright, so apparently the camera cut off. I got a new battery for my GoPro. And it's supposed to last longer, but I think it kind of sucks. All right, so we're doing biscuits and gravy, bacon, and coffee for breakfast. It'd be nice to have some shade. I was coming in last night. I was looking for a spot that had a cliff to the south of me to keep the sun off, but it was really hard to find in the dark. I got grease all over my spotting scope. I use a spotting scope to look at the moon, and sometimes I can see like other planets. Back up. It's a 20 by 60, and on a clear night I can see the rings of Saturn with it. The moon, you can see a lot of detail on the moon. It's crazy. I tried to take pictures of it last night, but it's hard to get a picture through the lens of that thing with your phone. Yeah, it's probably gonna be way too hot for this camera. All right, so the camera keeps turning off because it's too hot. I gotta try to figure out some shade. So let me see what I can do. I think I have an idea. So there we go. Now we have a nice little shade wall. Works pretty well. So that's the setup. That was breakfast. You see me make the shade wall. I think that's pretty much going to be it for the time being. I think me and Tyrone are going to go for a hike later. And I'll take you guys with us. We'll go down the canyon here. You can see more of it. But I think we're just going to relax for now. I'm going to finish my bacon. Maybe cook the rest of it. I need to cook that so it doesn't go bad. Sitting down here in the sun like that. Then I will catch back up with you guys here in a little bit. I was just looking at the GoPro, and I didn't realize that the camera wasn't recording the whole time I was initially setting this thing up. So I kind of want to explain it real quick to let you know what I did. Alright, so first, I folded the tarp over in half like this, and then spread it out on the ground to get an idea where I wanted to put my stakes. And then you stake down each corner, and then run these poles through these eyelets to stand up the tarp. And I was explaining with the camera off, this tarp I bought from Amazon. You can see the logo, it says Free Soldier. I got this when the rainfly for the hammock tent ripped while I was waiting on a replacement from Nightcat. This is the first time I've actually used it. And it's got these loops all around the edges. And he's got these eyelets right in the middle. I think it would be better if the eyelets were on the corners too. But, you know, this works. These poles I also got from Amazon. And they're called Tarp poles. And they have these little, one piece of it, these are come in sectionals. You just link these poles together, and they break down into about about a foot or so, 16 inches maybe, 16-inch sections, and you just put them together. Anyways, I got these poles off of Amazon, run it through these eyelets, and you can have a little piece of paracord that I've staked out here to put tension on it. And that's how I made the shade wall. I don't know what's going on with my camera, but it keeps cutting off on me. You see the sun is just right there beating down on us. But under this shade, it feels pretty comfortable. Alright, that's it. I just wanted to explain how I set that tarp up, just in case anybody was wondering. I'm going to keep hanging out here in the shade until I rest a little bit, and then I'm going to go for a walk. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Alright guys, me and Ty's going to go for a little walk. I'm not exactly sure. I want to go check this area out down here, and then I might walk back. Let's go, buddy. It is pretty warm out here. It's easily 90 degrees. I haven't looked at the weather app, but I'm pretty sure it's around 90. Ty is feeling pretty hot. It's not as bad as it usually gets though. In the summer, you hit 110, 115, it's not uncommon. This is bearable. Got a little breeze. I want to see this area up here. I kind of feel like I should have went camping over here, or set up my site over here. I want to see if I regret my decision or not. You can see where we are. I'm actually curious about that hole over there too. I was considering walking up there, but it's pretty steep. It's a Rivian. Old electric off-roader. Yeah, it's not a good spot. I guess it could have been, but I'm always weary to camp under stuff like this because, well, that stuff's very brittle. It could easily fall off. You see all the cracking and stuff. Any of that stuff could come down at any time. But you see the undercut from the water, and you can see the erosion from the recent floods. We've gotten a lot of rain in San Diego over the past month or so, and I'm sure there's been a lot of flash flooding through here. You can tell it's fresh because of the top of it gets hard like this. Looks like somebody camped here. See, this stuff right here looks like it fell down. It's like super sketch camping under a cliff like this. I'm gonna walk back the other way. So it's April 8th. Coming out here any later than this is going to get really close to being too hot. I think towards the middle of end of May would be my cutoff for trying to camp out here. I've done it in June and July and August, but it's really just miserable. It's such a dry, stagnant heat, particularly in this wash. There's no wind. My last video on the further north in here, there was a lot more wind. In this wash, there's like no wind. Let's walk up here. Driving through, you don't get to see the back side of these cliffs very often, so I'm gonna walk up and check it out. There's a lot of precautions to take when camping or hiking out here. Right off the bat, it's a wash. So you need to make sure, if you can tell, this is obviously the lowest area in the area. So you see those mountains in the background there. When it rains out there, all that water rushes down the mountain and runs through here. That's what they call the flash flood. You can hear those coming. Sounds like a roar. Being in a wash is not a good place to be when it's raining in an adjacent mountain. So you got to be mindful of the weather, not only where you're at, but around you. Like I said, it's been raining quite a bit over the past month in San Diego. That's why a lot of this flooding is fresh. But I know that there is no rain going on now, or there is no rain in the forecast either. So being here now is okay. And most of the time that is the case. It doesn't rain a whole lot in San Diego, so you're usually okay. But when it does, it's pretty bad. I can only imagine the flash flooding that took place here over the past month. The other precautions are obviously heat. You got to bring water, stay hydrated. If you got a dog, you got to make sure you bring enough water for them. You know, building a sunshade like I did, a shade wall. Things like that really help. And the other precautions are snakes and scorpions and spiders. It's getting about the time where you can expect to see snakes hiding in the shade and bushes and stuff. And there's a lot of rattlesnakes out here. Actually, in my campsite, while I was filming the intro for this video, I found a dead scorpion. I don't know what killed it, but it was pretty soft, so it was fresh. So there's definitely scorpions running around here. And if you got a dog, that's something to be mindful of also. You know, he doesn't know what the hell a scorpion is, so he'd be quick to try and bite one. So you just got to pay attention to what they're doing. Don't let them eat random stuff. And the other precaution in places like this, don't camp too close to the cliff or underneath overhangs. This isn't rock. That's mostly dirt. Just really packed in tight dirt. And you can see all the stuff that's fallen. Like that big hill right in front of me. All of that's fell from the top. It'd be terrible. I mean, you can see all the gouges in the side. That's all stuff that's come off. If you were camping under that, man, that would take you out for sure. That's a big piece right there. Yeah, he's breathing a little too hard. You good? We're going to have to go back and get some water for him. I want to walk over and show you this stuff. Yeah, that entire pile of dirt right there has fell from the cliff. It's easier to see from way back. You can see the smooth cutouts up there. That's where stuff is broken off and fallen down. Like this big piece of dirt right here. That fell down and ended up right here. And it's huge. That's a massive piece of dirt right there. Right there. A chunk came out of that. Yeah, this is massive. You can see you can break that apart. It's all dirt. Just really hard packed dirt. There's some rock in there. Not a whole lot. He's trying to lay down in the shade. Let's go get some water, dude. Let's go get some water, come on. I attempted to camp here last night. Those are my tracks in the dirt. I couldn't get my truck over that rock, and I was just bogging down in the sand there, so I kind of aborted that. You can see my tire marks here. It got way too soft. The back end of my truck was scooting out to the right, and I was rubbing up against this rock. I couldn't get my front wheel over that rock, but I wanted to camp up right up here. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't. I was also considering camping right here, but I figured it's probably not appropriate to camp in a path for a vehicle. I mean, I could. There's plenty of room for vehicles to get by, but it's nice having these little offshoots, these little areas to drive around, and I don't want to block that for people, so that's why I kind of settled to this little shelf here. And it gives you like, what is that, like 4 feet of elevation, just in case some water does come through here. Good boy. Here, come over here. Go over there. Go lay down over there.
I'll bring your water.
Good boy. Those little water bowls are cool. You know, that's pretty much it. I mean, we can't do a whole lot. I'm not going to stand out in the sun, so I'm not going to film a lot until the sun goes down a little. Let's start cooking. Not a lot of battery left. I actually have to charge the transmitter on my microphone. Takes a lot more battery than the receiver. So I need to charge that up. I'll do that in a little bit. Right now I just want to get all the wood out of the bed of my truck because I'm going to burn all of this stuff tonight. All right, guys. Hopefully there's not too many bugs. But I'm about to make the hamburger helper. So you can get these things on Amazon. Obviously, you can buy them from grocery store too. The one I have right now is 4-cheese lasagna. And this is what it comes like in the box. You have your seasoning packet, and then you have your noodles. So the first thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to brown this 1 pound of ground beef, and I'm gonna do that. It might be a little dirty, but who cares? I'm gonna do that in this pan of residual bacon grease. I got bugs in my cup. Once I'm done browning the ground beef and draining the excess oil, I'm gonna add it calls for a 1/4 cup of water and 1 1/4 cup of water and 1 3/4 cups of milk. I'm gonna split the difference. I'm gonna go 1.5 cups a piece. This cup that I have from Walmart, I don't know if you can see, but it actually has a measurement unit here on the side of it. At the very top is 1.5 cups. So I'm going to fill one of these up with water. I'm going to fill one of these up with milk. After the beef has been browned, and I'm going to add the liquid and the noodles, and then we're going to get that to a boil, and then that'll be it. All right, so let's turn this on. I'm going to try to keep, I have a headlamp on. I'm going to try to keep my head focused on the pan so you guys can see. And I need a utensil. I'm going to use a spatula. Try to scrape some of this stuff off of here. Now that's a bit much. I'm gonna have to drain some of that out. Ooh, it burnt. Maybe I'll burn it out. Yeah, that's all charred now. I might have to scrape that out of there. I'm gonna throw some water. See if I can get rid of some of that char. Let that boil up a little bit. Try and clean the pan. I probably should have left that on low heat and kept the fat, but it got a little too hot. I'm gonna let this boil. I'm gonna dump the water. I'm gonna wipe the pan down so I can start a little clean. You can see that's what came out of it. I don't want that on my food. All right, that'll be good. This is 90-10, so 10% fat. As it fries up, I'm gonna break it up with the spatula, and it'll start producing some oil. Try to keep it on somewhat low heat. Keep it from sticking to the pan. Spread it out a little evenly. So as it browns, you're going to be able to, it's going to start hardening up, and you'll be able to break it up into smaller chunks. And that's the texture you're going to want for your hamburger helper. It doesn't take a whole lot of heat. Now, it says to brown because there's still quite a bit of cooking to do. So you don't want to cook it too much. You can see how it's breaking up into smaller pieces. All right, we're getting just about perfect. When I feel like this is brown enough and to the texture and consistency that I want, I'm going to take it off and I'm going to drain the excess fat out. I think we're about there. I lost a little bit on the ground, but that's okay. Set this off to the side for a second so it doesn't overcook. Now let's get ready for the water and the milk. Hopefully there's enough room. Let me put that on here so it starts soaking up. There's my milk. Now I'm going to add the noodles and the seasoning pack. And that's essentially it. I'm just going to stir this around, mix it up and let it cook until it reduces and the noodles get soft. And the ground beef will cook further. Yep, there's a bug. So we're gonna get bugs in here. That's okay. Let me see if I can get a lid on it so I can keep the bugs out. There. I'm gonna throw a little salt and a little pepper in there. Maybe even some paprika. Some salt. A little black pepper. A little paprika. And then I'm actually going to do a little bit of cayenne because I want it a little spicy. There we go. Seasoned. Now we're just basically waiting for this to come to a boil. But more importantly than the boil is the consistency. I want it to thicken up a little bit. I probably should have drained the oil out more. You can see oil on the top there, because I didn't drain the beef enough. But oil is okay. It'll be all right. Oh, that smells so good. So I'm just trying to make sure that it doesn't get too hot on the bottom and nothing sticks. It's starting to thicken up a little bit. You just want the noodles to get soft. So it's just starting to boil. But I kind of want to slow it down a little bit. I don't want this rolling out of here. I want it to thicken up a little bit more. You can feel the noodles sticking to the bottom a little bit. Really close to being done. I'm gonna let that go for probably a minute or so. I'm gonna turn the fire off and call it good. Oh yeah, noodles are good. Just let that settle down. So, there you go. Hamburger helper and a camp stove. Piece of cake. You just need a little bit of milk, a little bit of water, some ground beef. Very easy meal to make. I grew up on this stuff. Being poor from the South, hamburger helper was what we lived on, man. And as it settles, it'll start soaking up some of that liquid, and it'll get thicker and thicker and thicker. So, I'm gonna make myself a plate, and then I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna watch some YouTube, and I'll turn the camera back on when it's time to go to bed. All right, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, so I'm about to start packing up to leave out of here. I think it's like 6:30. I really like the tent. I would definitely recommend it. I don't know how it would hold up in the wind, but it's been really comfortable this trip. I actually got a little too warm last night. I slept in these pants. It looks like Ty scooted his blanket out of the way. This mat that I have from TETON, it's really comfortable. I always sleep really well on it. I'm gonna have to get up here in a minute. I gotta go to the bathroom. The sun's about to come up. I'll make some coffee. I'll start packing up. Let's see, the sun's about to come over the hill. People just started driving through here. All right, I'm gonna make some coffee real quick before this battery runs out. And then when I'm done drinking my coffee, I'm gonna set the camera up somewhere and show me breaking down camp and packing up. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this trip. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really appreciate you guys watching. I want to give a big thank you to all the people that just recently subscribed to my channel. Before my last video posted, I had 97 subscribers, and now as of this recording, I'm at 205. I really appreciate you guys' time. I appreciate you guys liking the video and subscribing to my channel, and I hope to bring you more content like this in the future. Let me know in the comments section the things you guys like or don't like about these videos, and these are things that I can work on in the future. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know places that you would like to see me go, gear that you would like to see me try out, stuff like that. I'm very open to suggestions. I appreciate any input that you guys put into the channel. So with all that being said, that's going to do it for this video. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.